All right, hello all. We're going to spend some time with a few of our goal kick progressions against Carleton. Carleton gave us a ton of fits, obviously, with their intensity of their pressing and their man marking and just their structure. So, got some things that we can look at from a reflective piece, but want to make sure we're all on the same page because we're going to face it again through the remainder of the season. So, look at the first one. It was a good progression to start. And that pattern is something that we've done a lot. So if we look at it again, I think the important thing is watch Hillis's touch. She moves to the left, and you can see that starts to shape the press a little bit, which then as we were able to come back here, gives us the advantage. So now we get to play off the back of that first pressing defender, and then that defender who is about to press into Ellie. Again, close, but we're able to find that space, and so now Zoe becomes the free player. And now we're able to progress. So a good one. Importance of Hillis's touch to set that up. The next one is, we look to play a higher line. I think, I'm sure if Hillis had a chance to reflect, she would tell you that she mishit it. But as we talked about, some of the target spaces, if we're going to play the higher pass, or so we're going to skip lines and look to play a higher pass, the target is to be able to play a diagonal ball that it also overhits, and if at the worst case scenario goes out of bounds. The second thing is, instead of using Bella's touch, this allowed the defenders to sit off more and prepare for the long. The cue here was clear. She was going to hit it long. So then as she ran, there was no defender step forward, which means there was no space to hit it into. And so this was really easy for them to eat this up and go back at us. Next one. We look at this one here. There. So we're going to watch again. And the big thing here is just the quality of the pass. We put Zoe in a bad place. The one thing I would say is as the ball comes into Zoe, you can see where's the space between their two pressing players. So they've got the one that left Hillis to come and press from the inside. You got the one coming from the outside. If the pass is better, we would then encourage, we need to have a holding midfield player that is popping into that window at the top of the 18 so Zoe can play a ball back inside. From here, the pass left her in a really bad place, and then there was no support structure to really help her out. So again, this was not a win situation. So we needed then Zoe to be a magician in this case. Yeah, and it was a tough situation, and we got numbers around the ball and did this dirty work here to make sure that they didn't get a clear chance on goal, but that was a very preventable situation from our end. Okay. Good second line solution here. So Hillis is able to find that higher player. Now, what we want to ask for is, and every time a player gets it, we have a player behind them to support, we have support beside them, and we have a support in front of them. So you'll watch here, and this is something that we kind of put ourselves in some bad situations. Zoe's movement higher. The big thing that we are scared of, if this turns over, which it does, we have an unoccupied space that they can counter into. Now, Sydney does a good job of recovering back in and covering the space for it. But we would prefer that Zoe stays underneath, and instead of just running forward with the ball, she kind of drifts and stays and gives her distance behind Sid with a clear passing line along the line. Ellie can arrive to give that support beside and inside. And then in this case, the press did a good job of denying the forward pass. So really we're looking at, can we get the ball to Zoe or to Ellie quickly into that space? And we found Ellie in there. But then we also, with Zoe's movement, brought another defender in. And like I said, we survived it, but it could be done better. Okay. Next one. Good solution. I think what we were going to look at here is a quick early ball, something different. They were waiting for Hillis, so credit to Hillis and Bella to find this. And then a nice this bought us enough time for a little combination to play forward. And again, as we've talked about before, that needs to be a retained ball and to find the solution. But if we look at it again, so I like this. This is some of that freedom to start to read the game. And you can see they're prepared for that. We play around it right away. Lee's able to get a good first touch out towards that space. And what we would ask for from Tally is body shape. And we solve it with a good combination. But if her body shape already starts to see forward, because her eyes are on the ball, right? But she's able to look up. Josie comes in her eyes well to combine. And now we're looking at this different solution. So maybe we have this runner come in behind and we have another one show up. But again, a good solution from that perspective. So we'll watch it again. So again, if you look at the space, and we talked a little bit about this, if maybe we get the holding midfielders closer, that gives us more space in behind it. But for us, this is the situation. We're looking at a technical development piece, is that we would want that holding midfield player to take that directional touch out towards your right, towards the supporting player in Lee. So that buys you time from being smothered by the press. Our first touch gets stuck underneath us. And so then that's a really easy press from behind, kind of like hook tackle that puts us under pressure. So again, from a technical perspective, and I like the pass, I like the arrival movement, but if we're going to have to play on two touch, we need to get a touch that goes out from our feet here, and then it leads out into Lee, and then we can find that solution. Because we have a 2v1 with Lee and Tally on their player on that side. Okay. We go again. Again, a good little initial arrival from Ellie. Similar situation. Now we know the first touch kind of gives us a jump, but still we have a solution to get out. We get caught, and we have some emergency defending. Now, what I want you to do as you watch this again is to watch the behavior of the pressers. So watch. Again, a different pattern. Bella plays the ball first versus waiting for that. Now that central player, who's 25 in this video, comes right to Ellie. She starts to close in on Ellie with the other player. So who now's free? It's Hillis. Hillis has got time to receive and play. And then now we start to have a little bit of advantage. Hillis can walk forward with the ball. We're not sewn to the line like a goal kick. We have freedom to choose the next pass and get ourselves out. We got caught dwelling on the ball. Eyes didn't see a different solution. And then we have to deal with a little bit of emergency defending. Okay. Here, another one. I thought this was really good from us. We have a good second line pass. Lee arrives underneath. We play a pass that Lee can play on first time. She then skips the pressure, and now we have this player here. And we know that from a technical standpoint, the expectation is that we're able to hold that play up. But watch again. We choose the second line pass. She's pressed. So Holtzy's doing a good job of providing support next to it. We have support in front. Again, defenders denying the forward pass. Lee arrives on it, and we play a pass so Lee can play first time. And we're all man-marked, and so Lee is able to find a higher pass that beats all the man-marking. And Adela really spins off well to try to pick up the next ball. So credit to that on the movement. Just not a technical execution that happened there. So overall, it was a good idea from our group to solve that problem. So again, a little bit change in their press. We're able to find that Josie in behind and very clean, right? And that's interesting because their press had caused us a lot of problems. Oops, we skipped ahead. Had caused us a lot of problems. But look at how this time that central player doesn't go pressing. She stays. Oh, wrong one. We go again. Jesus. So she doesn't go hard. She kind of floats. And that gives Hillis a little time to find that killer pass. Boom. Now our free player's out to the wing back. And now we're off we go. And again, this is, again, technical execution here. We need a different pace of a pass. You need to give her a chance. Just slide the ball into space. Okay, and last one. This one gives us a whole thing. We progress, but then we reset, and then we find other solutions. So similar, good recognition of where the open player was. We quickly get face forward. We release the ball there. We get a good ball vertical. And then from here, yeah, we're trying to find a solution. We don't. We find the next open player. We get a reset. And even here, as Bella's about to play this ball first time vertical, we have options. So she finds that space between the lines, between their two lines of pressure, and we're able to receive it. But at the same time, if we look at our center back right next to her, that is another solution that would allow us to progress it. But I'll give credit to one. It was a good first time ball. Then we had two players in the space between their midfield line and their back line. And again, the quality of the decision at this point is, we got a player facing forward and we gave the ball away in a place that didn't make sense to the game. And that's the part, girls, that here, if we hit the ball, yeah, if it beats the back line, great. But look at the body language of the players. They're dropping, so we need ball to feet. We need ball to feet. The moment is not there for a ball in behind. But overall, hopefully that helps a little bit and give you some of the things that worked and some of the cues. Girls, obviously there was a lot more good solutions, but it does feel like there's a an accumulating effect of bad decisions in the goal kick situation. So again, against tonight, we will train that. We'll probably be man marked their 2-6s with their front three coming at us, and we'll continue to train that. It is more of the first choice. Well, how did the rest of our team react? So on the first pass, what does that mean for the rest of us and the shape that we need to support it to allow the ball to go forward?